Today, we are lucky enough to get some replays from the man who finished number 7 in the world last season. He's using Sui Lalo, but there's something more insane. Have a look at this. Does something stand out to you? Look at this. He doesn't even have a max unicorn, and he's top 10 in the world. Today we're going to watch Tom take down ring bases. Ring bases obviously horrific for Sui Lalo, but clearly has a crack to take them down, and maybe today you can learn a thing or two. Now, what I see most people do, and what you're going to see Tom do here, is Sui the Eagle. The Eagle is really an attack ender of a defense. Now, some of the time it can do nothing, but if it connects with your balloons, you're in a lot of trouble. So just getting that out of the way. Obviously, the Town Hall is the other one, but if we could Sui the Town Hall, we would. But on a ring base, not really possible. So we go straight into the Eagle here. RC does a good job getting that Warden down, but you're going to notice one thing here. A, he hasn't used a skeleton spell because he's saving that for his Lalo, because there's going to be 2 air heroes up, and he's definitely going to need skeletons to tank for his headhunters. 2, he doesn't get much value from this Sui in the end. It's still a good Sui, but it's not like the craziest Sui we've ever seen. And 3, he's got a clone spell. He's got a very interesting comp. We don't really see many people use the clone spell anymore. Katsumi used to, but not really as many these days. And maybe for you Sui Lalo players out there, Tom will convince you today to use the clone spell, because I'm going to tell you, he does get some really nice value out of it, and if I was doing Sui Lalo, I think I would use the clone spell as well. So we have 2 hounds for this first air defense. Now look at this. This queen's going to be a little bit of trouble, but look, we can just tank her with the skellies. Obviously the scatter hits pretty hard, but skelly with the headhunter actually isn't enough. The headhunter gets targeted, so we'll see what he does about that. But yeah, have a look at this right hand side, because it's generally a lot easier to Warden with the Lalo than without. Laloing without the Warden I find extremely impressive. This queen's still up, by the way. So we pop the Warden really early. We don't even get the Headhunter in the Warden, by the way, but the queen is eventually dying to the owl. The Lalo's coming across. We've used the skellies on the back end, and there's the clone right on top of the scatter. And look at it. We now have some full health balloons to tank for the rest, because the other balloons in this attack are seriously low. That Wizard Tower could have finished them off, but the clone balloons do beautiful tanking. We still have the skeleton spell tanking for the RC. The RC's actually alive, though. The heroes did prove to be a bit difficult here, even with 2 skeleton spells and 2 headhunters. But, I mean, look what's up. There is just a few too many balloons here, taking down the RC. This is just a really nice hit. Great Warden placement. Nice Sui. Not elite value, but clears a nice chunk of base, so the loons go towards the Town Hall. And he just Lalos around the top side here really well. So that all he really has to focus on is that Town Hall compartment. He's only bringing 1 rage, but he is making it count, and the clone is just the icing on the cake. Now, there's another main crack I've seen for Sui Lalo on rings. I forget who used to do it a lot, whether it was Ralo, Lu, or Rakira's. I genuinely can't remember. But it's generally called the hourglass approach, where you Sui like 2 heroes up the top and 2 down the bottom, and your goal is to get 2 air defenses, right? So when you Lalo, the only 2 air defenses up is this, and once 1 air defense is down, look at the hounds. They go straight through the center of the base, and obviously that is where all the traps are. So we use a skeleton with our RC and a headhunter on the top to get rid of the enemy RC and the air defense. Then our king and queen down the bottom to get the air defense and the defense. So we've got rid of 2 air heroes and 2 air defenses, and we might even get rid of the defensive king here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You'll notice he uses the skeleton spell here, because there's no real point in using it with the Lalo now, is there? We've gotten all of the defensive heroes down. Nice little Sui. That last headhunter, not really going to do a whole lot, but look at the value this king and queen got. This is a seriously nice Sui. Jeez. The only thing he didn't get that he might have wanted to get is this sweeper. If his RC chained that sweeper, I would almost call this wrecked already. But yeah, he's going to use the stone slammer on the top side, and he's probably hoping that might get the sweeper. Evidently not, though. We poison to deal with the 2 headhunters. He is only bringing 1 poison with this comp. You see Rakira's always brings 2, and look at this. We find the NATO. We get rid of most of the red bombs on the base. We actually missed the scatter with the freeze, so not perfect. But yeah, look at this Ice Hound. Oh, it's too beautiful, chat. It's too good. What are you meant to do it to that if you're the defender? That is literally the perfect Ice Hound. Could not find a better use for it. Finds all the traps, sits in the NATO, and then stuns the Town Hall. And then, look, look at this. The loons still have so much health. I couldn't even tell you where he used the clone in that hit. I didn't see. So I genuinely am unsure, but I don't think the clone made a huge difference here. This was all about this hourglass approach to Sui Lalo. Now, one of the downsides of this is you can sit in that Town Hall poison a long time if you don't get your Lava Hounds correct, or if the air defenses aren't perfectly symmetrical. Like, you saw this top and bottom one was like here and here, right? So the Hound would not go across the NATO that was sitting here. So you do need perfectly symmetrical air defenses, but if it's there, you can't really Sui the Eagle like he couldn't on this base, then this is absolutely a good approach. Plenty of balloons up, plenty of base down, 40 cups on the board. Look at the amount of time left in the replay. 2-minute triple on a ring base. This guy's cracked. This guy is absolutely cracked. So, all three heroes at the top, yet again, just going straight for the Eagle. Plus, you get a multi. I mean, there's pretty good anti-Lalo defenses at the top of the base, so this Sui does make a lot of sense. Nice that the Queen goes in. She very well could have walked out there. We'll actually zoom in so you guys can see what's happening. Now, yet again, hanging on to these 2 skeleton spells because he's not going to get either air hero here, and he'd love to save them to tank for his headhunters, because you have to tank for the headhunters when there's 4 ground bows. Look at this though, the Queen steps out, so honestly, not insane value. It's always nice to get the Eagle down, but cost you 3 heroes is pretty expensive. So let's see how he does this Lalo. A Hound to tank for the Slammer, because obviously Slammer's a pretty handy balloon in this army. So if you can tank for it longer, the better. Warden kind of in the middle here. The start of this Lalo, I'm gonna say, will look super awkward. We poison perfectly again. There's a nice freeze. Look at these Hounds are just tanking perfectly. We rage on the Town Hall. Look at this, by the way. He gets 3 loons in the Warden ability. He gets a Headhunter as well, which helps, but only 3 balloons. And then look at this. You'll see the clone in a sec. Wait, I missed the clone. No, there it is. He placed it. The balloons just hadn't gone in it. And look at this. We have some full health balloons to tank all these back-end red bombs, and that is a GG. So that's kind of the general best way to take down these rings, as I'm saying, is Sui the Eagle. Use your Stone Slam to kind of cut towards the Town Hall, like where your Sui ends off, or to get rid of a multi that's hurting your pathing, and just full Lalo. Trust in your Hounds to do plenty of tanking. Warden through the Town Hall and use the clone spell to clean up the rest. This is not a fun ring base. I actually love hitting it with Queen Charge Lalo. I find it kind of easy. But for, like, any other... Like, I've seen Blizzard Lalo and Sui Lalo especially struggle on this. Now, look at this Sui. Not going for the Eagle, but it's the same reason that we generally don't go for the Town Hall. It's just not really within the realms of possibility to Sui the Eagle here. In fact, the Town Hall would be easier to Sui, but look at that. You have to go through the King, Warden, single, bunch of bows. Probably not really worth it. So we're going to come in on the side here. And the reason this is nice is we're actually going to get part of the core. Most of the time on ring bases, when the Town Hall is like centralized, you can't get much, if any, of like the Town Hall compartment, right? You think of like the other rings we've seen today. Hasn't gotten like any of the buildings in this compartment, which means Laloing through the Town Hall is really difficult, and you have to use the Stone Slammer to cut out like these buildings here. Reason for that is much easier to Lalo get loons to path to the Town Hall. Sorry, we will have a look at the Lalo at the top. Just wanted to prove a point there. But on this one, the Queen's already cut out kind of that funnel, and have a look at what the Lalo can do now. Queen ability goes off. She's still doing work down the bottom. Skelly to tank for the Queen. We got loons really well placed around. We freeze the scatter. We're probably going to freeze the Town Hall and the scatter in a second. Perfect. Icehound freezes the defensive Queen, and look how many loons we have in this Town Hall compartment. Now, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. Imagine if he gets all those balloons in the Warden ability. This base is so wrecked. And then look at this, the loons come out of the Stone Slammer. But we have clone balloons. You heard the clone sound on the left side. They made up with the loons out of the Slammer, and it's just going to be enough. Think of how wrecked this base was, though. If the Warden got in range of like those 10 balloons that hit like 11 red bombs, this base would have been absolutely crushed. But yeah, that is 4 rings. That's all the rings I've got for you today, unfortunately. I have got one more attack after this, though, that you guys can enjoy. Hopefully you're learning a bit from this. I know I am as well. Obviously, we've had Rikiris on the channel plenty, and we learn lots from him. But it's interesting to, like, see how other people do it as well, and to see the patterns between successful attacks. I know it's not a ring, but teasers can kind of act like rings. Regardless, though, this might be one of the best Lalos I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even kidding. So we get the 2 skeleton spells down. Or is it 1? I can't even tell. We get the skeleton spells down. Queen in for the town hall. Headhunter pulls all these ground skellies after the skellies activated the town hall. Oof. We have the king on the top side, the RC there as well. The queen will just get the town hall. Notice he doesn't bring an invis with this comp. We haven't seen that all day. Rikiris does bring it because it generally allows your RC to get 1 or 2 extra defenses. Look at this, by the way. We're not going to kill this queen, and we've used all our skellies and headhunters. RC goes up the top, and she's not getting much either. She at least gets rid of the wizard tower, but look at this. Let's just pause this for a second. There is 3 multis, 2 scatters. There is a defensive queen for which we have nothing to kill. There is a defensive CC, with including 2 headhunters. What else have I missed? Airbow, eagle, 4 air defenses, and a sweeper facing the way that we're Laloing. Just to name a few things that are still up here. Did I say there was 3 multis? I'm pretty sure that was the first thing I said, but yeah. Nice use of 1 balloon and the poison to get rid of the headhunters rather than doing it on the fly. And speaking of on the fly, it's time to Lalo. Yet again, Hound and the Slammer. Slammer just operating as like an insanely OP balloon. And look at this. But one thing you'll notice how wide this Lalo is. So I don't think he wanted the Ice Hound to go to this air defense. But what he wants with this Ice Hound is it to tank for this entire bottom area of the Lalo. There's no Warden to give the troops down there extra HP. He comes in with the clone as well, which is really nice. Gets the Warden ability with the Rage. Stone Slammer inner. Ice Hound freezes up to help the balloons on the bottom side. We freeze the scatter as well. So much is happening. And look at this. We have to use 1 freeze to kill the defensive queen as well. The Stone Slammer still hasn't popped. The Baby Drag is unbelievably clutch. Kills the queen with its last shot. The Stone Slammer only just pops. We have a Drag Ride at 4 loons. No rocket balloons in this. Not really necessary when you're using the Stone Slammer every hit. And look at this. The Warden staying up with the Drag Rider. And somehow we got this. I have no idea. That's potentially one of the toughest Lalos I've ever seen. Now, he obviously wasn't Lalo in the town, and he didn't have to deal with the tornado, as you can tell there. But he had so much up. Am I the only one that would have given up? Clearly, Tom is never going to give up, though. This guy is absolutely insane. Now, Tom does have his own YouTube channel, and I will link it down in the description below. If you want to see more of Tom, go to his channel, or come back to this channel tomorrow, because I've got a part 2 on how to take down box spaces. I actually had so many replays from this guy. We could do a ring-based video and a box-based video. If you enjoyed this, I hope to see you tomorrow in the next video. Today, we're going to watch Tom take... ow. Bit my tongue.